material across the United States, or he has in the past, on mega open houses. And so I'm really excited to have Brent with us today and presenting this material because he founded his business, really got started by doing open houses. 1 year he sold like 425 homes. 319 of them came from open houses. And he's got the language down, he's got the methodology down. And I don't know how many of you have been in business for less than a year. How many of you have been here for less than a year? All right? So open houses is a great way to get started and to build your database. And so Brent's going to be talking all about that today. Brent is also a published author. He's not selling anything here today, but he's got Top Dollar for Your Home. And he's also got a book on momentum that he's published. So without further ado, let's all stand and welcome Brent Gove.
Good to see everyone today. Can you hear me okay? Is it broadcasting? Yes. Can you hear it good? Good, because I like to be heard. Who doesn't want to be heard? Okay, I have a special gift. We're going to start off with a special gift. Frank, G.R. Frank. If you're Frank and you're missing your credit card, I have it. Where's Frank? Where are you, Frank? Here's him, Frank I am, everybody. Here you go, Frank.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So, all right. Well, I tell you what, it's so exciting to see the great turnout. How's the weather? Is this not amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, is everyone excited about 2018?
Yeah.
Are we excited about making money for our families, our kids, our spouses, and living a great life? Anybody excited about that? Absolutely. That's why we're all here. And I tell you, in this room, there are some of the best agents from Lions and Coldwell Banker and Remax and Keller and Realty One and Century 21 and HomeSmart. I can just name them all. Give yourselves a hand for taking time to be here today. Welcome. And really today is about being a family. Today is about succeeding for you, for your dreams, your goals, your hopes. And I commend you for coming here and being learning based. If you are taking notes, that's one of my best tips for you. I've flown to Toronto, Orlando, Denver, Phoenix, Seattle. I've gone to Brian Buffini, Joe Stump, Craig Proctor, Remax's annual convention, Keller Williams' annual convention. I'm constantly going to that stuff, trying to get better. Does anybody think that's a good thing?
Yeah.
How's it go when you don't improve and you just stay the same? How'd that work out for Ford and Dodge and Chevy back in the 70s when they didn't embrace the future, right? And so today's about you getting better. And I want you to show you a different way to do open houses to get a different result. Now, before I start, my disclaimer, all of you are holding a 5x7 note card. You should have been given one on the way in. Please read it. It's got some great information about avoiding mistakes with signs. And so read them like how about some of the basics? Like, let's not put an open house sign in a crosswalk, right? Let's not put it on this sidewalk. On the sidewalk, How about a bicycle lane, right? And when I was new, yours truly, I saw nowhere else to put it. It was a wide bicycle lane. So I met the highway patrolman who brought me all my signs back. This is like 20 years ago, disclaimer, I'm much wiser now. So a lot of you will do things out of sheer enthusiasm and excitement, not quite what to do. This will tell you how to put signs out. Different cities have different sign ordinances. It is my heart for you to obey the laws of each city you're in. And you may have to research what they are in the particular city. So with that said, let's get started. Now, basically, I'm going to be going through a variety of information. I'd like to start kind of with my story because it ties into the whole how I stumbled across open houses. I got a call 21 years ago from a friend of mine named Darren. He said, "Hey, Brent. Hey, Darren, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, man, I want to talk to you about real estate. You should get your license. You should get your license. You'd be great." I'm like, "Really? Real estate?" I was 30 years old. And so, by the way, it's my birthday next month. You write this down, March 2nd. Okay? I am registered at Fry's Electronics, But I'll be 52. Don't I look good? Right? 52. So, he's humble. Now, and I thought, wow, okay. And I go, "Can you make any money at that?" He goes, "Oh, yeah. you get your license and you sell homes and you're on a 50-50 split with the broker. And I go, really? Well, what kind of homes do you sell? And he says, well, we're averaging about 100, which was a total flat out lie. Back then it was like 70 to 80,000 a house. Can you believe that? That was just, and by the way, it was 2 years before I sold a home over $100,000. Oh my God. I knocked down a big sale in Orangeville for $128,000. I was excited. You guys, I was like pumped. I'm like, yes, the money's rolling in. But so I got my license and I didn't do very well. I got my license and I struggled. And my broker gave me some advice at the time. It was a small brokerage out of Fair Oaks, and there were like 5 of us working there. And I go, I don't get it, I'm struggling. And he gave me some advice that is absolutely going to help you greatly. It really got my business kicked off. And here's what he said. Find a way. Pray to God. Find a way, some way. Get somebody in your car, drive them down to Elk Grove. That's what he actually said, Elk Grove. Apparently, Elk Grove is where the center of real estate is. But get them down in Elk Grove and show them 2, 3, 4, 5 homes. They're going to get excited when they want to make an offer. Drag them back to Fair Oaks, and I'll help you write the offer. And that's what I did. And it worked. It totally worked. And I started selling homes. I went from not selling homes to selling a home a month, occasionally, maybe 2 homes a month. And so that's my advice to you. If you're struggling right there, find a way to get them in your car. Just show them property. Write this down if you're taking notes. If they look, they buy. Okay? If they look, they buy. Is that fair enough? For example, if you go into a furniture store today, you may have not been woke up thinking about furniture, but you may leave with a rocking chair. Right? My wife sent me to, case in point, my wife sent me to Sam's Club years ago to pick up a turkey, right? Because they were 5 cents a pound at Sam's Club, and we had like 40 people coming for Christmas dinner. Well, I get there, all the turkeys are gone. There's just one walking around, right? And then I stumble across Maui Jim sunglasses. A great deal on Maui Jim sunglasses. I was there to get $20 worth of turkeys. I walked out with a pair of $175 Maui Jim sunglasses, right? And servant's like, I don't want to buy a home till this summer. Then a lot of agents are taught, oh my gosh, interest rates are going up, which they are, right? And the market's going up, which it is. And you'll be a fool to wait till summer. But I don't talk to people like that. I say, hey, buy next year, buy next fall, that's fine. Let's just go out and show you 2 or 3 homes right now for $800,000. Let's just get your feet wet and show you what $800,000 gets you now, so that next summer when you're ready to buy, you'll be more educated. And people go, oh, okay. And they go look at 2 or 3 homes, buy one. If you get, I'm not kidding. It doesn't matter whether it's 2 or 300,000, 800,000, or 2.7 million. Let me show you. Let's just show you 2 or 3 homes. It'll take us 5 or 10 minutes a home. Everybody wants everything quick. Remember Starbucks? If there are 5 cars in the drive-thru, you're going, I'm not so sure I'm going to stop, right? If there's 8 cars in the drive-thru, what happens, right? And then if you're old like me and some people in our 50s and 60s, and you go in, because the drive-thru's got 7 cars, you're like, I'm not waiting. And you get in line, there's 4 people in line. And then the stupid millennial walks in, grabs his drink and walks out in 3 seconds. And if you're like me, you're mad. You're like, this sucks. I hate progress. I got to learn how to use that app. So my daughter Christina, wave at everybody. She taught me how to get the Starbucks app. It's on my phone. Now I just got to figure out how to make that sucker order. And we put $100 on it a year ago. It's still on there. You're going to help me with that, okay? What has this got to do with open houses? It has everything to do with open houses. Because here's the deal. You're going to struggle. There's nobody who gets in this. Anybody see Shaun White win the gold medal? I mean, whoa, he went high and did all that. Don't fall. He didn't fall. But I guarantee you when he started, anybody go snow skiing the first time? It looks easy till you get out there and you're like, oh, that's really hard. And all your clients, you sell their house, they get 6% of, $500,000 and they paid you $30,000. Of course, you only got half, right? It's like, you did nothing. And then they get their license. They're like, wow, this is harder than it looks. So I went on to struggle. And I think wasn't rookie of the year. I think I sold 12 or 14 homes that first full year, then 18, and then 38, and then maybe around when I hit about 28, let me back up a little bit. I was new, and I go to my parents that were Coldwell Banker agents, 35 years. They've been in the industry 55 years. And I go, Mom, Dad, what do I do? I'm 30 years old. How do I get clients? She's hold an open house, honey. I'm like, I don't got any listings. How many of you are new and have listings, right? That makes no sense. I go, I worked at Remax. She worked at Coldwell Banker on Sunrise. And I go, well, can I hold your listing open, Rancho Cordova? Now, did I have an in? So I don't think Coldwell Banker's overly excited about that, but Mom said, okay. And so I was holding up that house open, and I chased people around the house for 2 or 3 hours, and here's the garbage disposal, here's the oven, there's the backyard, there's the fireplace. And like, you can see all that. And then I'm like, can I have your name and number? No. I'd follow them out to the car, but I'm really good. I'll send you properties. No, honey, jump in, hit it. They're burning rubber to get away from it. And I'm like, you know what? Open houses suck. After that, I didn't do another one for 2 years because my experience was so bad. And I'm like, this is no fun. And until 2 years later, we were doing mailers. We'd send out 5,000 penny saver mailers back then. This is like in the Stone Ages. Is a penny saver still around? Anyways, we also use telegraph as a great marketing. But basically, I figured out to a degree, but I was the anti-open house guy. But I was selling HUD homes at the time, and it was 5% commission. So if you sell them for 80 or 90,000, you're getting 4 or 5,000 every sale. You sell 2 or 3 homes a month, you're making 8 to 12,000 a month. It wasn't a bad living. Well, I noticed that Remax would win a bunch, and Coldwell Banker would get a bunch, and Lions. At the time, Keller Williams didn't even exist. I'm the only one. They beat everybody. They beat Coldwell Banker. They beat Lions. They beat Remax. They sold more HUD homes than all the big brands put together. John Brooks Realty. Anybody ever heard of Tiny's Hamburger Stands? How about that one? Got a few. Man, am I this old? It's over by Cal Expo. Tiny's had the best hamburgers. They had kind of figured it out. Well, John Brooks Realty figured it out. I was saying, who are they? And I was thinking about leaving Remax and going to work for John Brooks Realty to figure out what they do to sell these HUD homes, because they were selling 10, 15, 20 a week. And then everybody else, all the big brands, were selling 10, 15, 20 a week combined. So I'm like, who is John Brooks Realty? So fast forward. It's about 2-3 years later. I've decided open houses are horrible, depressing, right? Give me an ice poker. They're horrible. And I'm driving down Truxell in El Camino out in Natomas, and I see these signs, HUD home, 500 moves you in, free list of area homes. And I see another and another and another and another. I get to the intersection. They're all over the intersection. So I turned. I wasn't even looking for this. And then through the neighborhood, all the way in, it was buried in some subdivision. I get there. There are cars out front, people walking out, people walking in, people upstairs in the second story, downstairs, in the backyard. It was complete, total mayhem. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And there's like big flags in front of the garage, and then it was winter. And there's 2 women in fur coats, I kid you not, smoking cigarettes. And I walk up and I'm like, yeah, what's going on here? She goes, an open house. And I'm like, this is really different. And I go, I'm just staring at her. She goes, look, you're going to make a bid or not, And it was that gruff. I'm like, what? She goes, it's a HUD home, honey. And I'm like, okay. And I go, so here's the thing, write your offer and sign it. And they were taking offers on the spot. I'm like, who are you? And she goes, John Brooks Realty. And that little thing was killing it. So the light bulb went off. When I did the Coldwell Banker open house, I did what I was taught. Like a lot of you were taught to do 30-day escrows, I do them in 12 or 15. Always do all escrows in 12 or 15. That's another class. And a 30-day escrow is probably the most, I'm going to hit it now just because I'm going to hit it. It's wrong in my opinion. It's deeply, deeply wrong and unfair to the consumer. So you have to attend another class if you want to know how to go quick and do all that. And with TRID, we're closing deals in 12 days right now, so don't give me the TRID hopping. Now, let's move on. So back to John Brooks Realty. I realized when I was taught by my mom, and you go to real estate class, we put out 4 or 5 little Coldwell Banker signs and some floppy balloons and this. Now, I'm not picking on Coldwell Banker. Love Coldwell Banker. Could have been Remax, could have been Keller Williams, could have been EXP, could have been anybody, okay? But that's what we're taught. And then we get a few people to show up, and you even get a title rep to show up with a survival kit for open houses. I actually had title reps says, here's your open house survival kit. You know what's in an open house survival kit? Crossword puzzle, bottle of water, because you may die, granola bar, because you may die of hunger, right? And then there are business cards, and you got something to drink, something to eat, and a crossword puzzle, because you're going to be bored stiff at your open house, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I experienced. Until I copied John Brooks Realty, right? And I started putting out a bunch of signs, like 25. And all of a sudden I would get 100, 150, 200 people. I would do signs in Antelope and start dropping them at Antelope and 80. Does anybody know where Antelope and 80 is? Yes. Well, that's a little extreme. Follow the sign laws in your city, okay? I'm serious about that. Well, what are the sign laws? I don't know. But follow the sign laws. Okay, now, so I ran signs out there, and I had straight signs. I'd run them for 2 or 3 miles. I'd get there. There would be so many people, like 3 or 4 tables here in the kitchen. I would say to people, is there an empty chair here? Anybody an empty chair? A couple here. Bring it over here, please. So I would literally get on my chair. Right there's fine. No, down below. It's good. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Kind sir. So I'd step up on the chair and say, excuse me, can I have everyone's attention here? Is that how you do your open houses? I know, because if you did that, you would be alone. That would be weird, right? And they're like, can I tell you what's happening here? And they all get quiet. They're not used to people standing on a chair in the kitchen. And I go, this is a HUD home. And for $500, you can have the house. Now, we don't have HUD homes anymore, at least that I'm aware of. Maybe there's a few, but we all agree they're not there. So now I said, excuse me, can everyone's attention? Let me tell everyone what's happening here in one shot, so I don't have to tell to all of you 5 times. So I go ahead. I go, this home is vacant. And most empty homes, the sellers have already purchased another one or moved somewhere. Do we all agree? Are they committed to selling the home if they moved out of that house? Typically, I'm not saying this seller is motivated. This one's may not be motivated at all. But typically, vacant homes, the sellers have burned the boats in the bay. They are dead serious about selling. And if you want to get a great deal on real estate, shopping the vacant homes is the best way to do it. And they go, wow, that's brilliant. Never thought about it. I go, we have granite counters, palm trees, infinity edge pools, homes with views in El Dorado Hills for $1.8 million, or homes in Folsom for $450,000 in Broadstone, whatever you want, we have them. I specialize in the vacant homes. And they're like, wow, this is really different. And I go, I publish a list every single Friday. Home, but if you want my list, then leave me your email before you leave. And it's pretty harmless. Is that pretty harmless? Am I asking for their phone number? I'm just saying, they're like, you just want my email? And I go, and here's an example, and I'll show you an example of the list in a moment. And let's get into a list, because I'm just scooting right through it. Is this good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, by the way, I got so good at this in 2005. You get so many leads. What happens if an agent at Lions becomes really successful and they get more leads than they can handle? What do they typically do? They get a buyer's agent. What if they have even more leads than that buyer's agent can do? What do? They get 2. And so I ended up getting so good at this, I had many, many, many buyer's agents and showing agents. And in 2005, we sold 429 homes in 1 year. Is that good? Most agents have never done that in their career. And you've got to really open your mind to this. And then number 2, we track the source of every single, a lot of you know I'm on the radio. We check, who came from the radio. People ask me, does it work? I've been there 12 years. Doesn't work. Don't do it. Now, but so anyways, but we track them. Of the 429 sales, or 27, I don't remember. It's probably 40 sales that grows over the years. Urban legend. I'm kidding. It's supposed to be funny. So, but we track them. I can tell you this. I think it was 318 or 319 were people we'd met that year, total complete strangers from open houses. So there's no bigger fan. If you have a financial problem in this room right now, you can change it by the end of this weekend if you're willing to work. A lot of my real estate friends would go snow skiing in the winter, houseboating in the summer. I did open houses. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about how they work. I do a 7-strategy training, buyer strategy. The 7th strategy is mastering lead generation. Find a way to do it. For me, it was open houses. But part of it is you've got to be a little desperate. Is anybody here desperate to see your life change? I mean, I'm not bragging. I just want to get you excited a little. I know what it's like to make $100,000 in a single month from my own sales. Would you like to make $100,000 in a month? And as I built a team, when I had the team cranked up, we were making $280,000 a month was good, and then a horrible month was $180,000 a month. Is that good? So what does that got to do with open houses? When you master open houses, then you can teach somebody else how to do it. Oh my gosh, you're teaching all these people. I've been teaching this for 17 years. My team's always horrified when I teach this. You know what I found out? Not everybody does it. I've gone to Weight Watchers a lot. Point case. Well, Weight Watchers is a scam. No, I'm the scam, right? I've been in and out. Weight Watchers don't work, you know. Get the lettuce wrap. No, yes, no. I don't know when you're going to get desperate enough. I don't know when I'm going to get desperate enough in that area. But when you're desperate enough, how do you know you're desperate? When you go to do an open house, you do everything I tell you and it doesn't work. Because I've had those. You're going to bomb at some of them. And here's how it went for me. My rock bottom moment. I'm in Antelope. I'm doing an open house. Nobody's been through the door for an hour. They had cats. It smells like cats. There's cat hair everywhere. If you're a cat lover, I'm sorry. I'm a dog person. Okay? I like cats though. They're great for attraction and stuff. Now, I'm kidding. It was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. Now, so here's the deal. I remember being so desperate, I go to the back patio, and that's where they usually keep the cats, and I'm on my knees, and I'm going, please, God, send somebody to this open house. This is when you know you're at rock bottom, sort of. The way you completely know you're at rock bottom is when you actually get on your stomach, and you're going, please, God, send somebody here. Please, God, I am desperate, God. I am desperate. Please. And then the doorbell rings. And you're like, there's somebody here. Oh my God, prayer works. Oh, thank you, God, thank you. And it's the neighbor, they're pissed. You got signs out there. Yeah. But you're getting all the cat hair off and you run out. I've been there, man. I've been there. When I got into real estate, I was struggling. I just gone bankrupt from another business. And Gary Meek in the back there, his partner, Steve Hillier, great guy. They own New Vision, wonderful company. My car was taken one night at the movies, stolen by an auto wrecker. You know what that means, right? Well, I did. I'm like, oh, someone stole my car. And I called 911. They're like, no, Mr. Gove. They took back their property. Whoa. Tell my wife and the other couple, I guess we're calling Uber. I'm kidding. It was like 21 years ago. There was no Uber back then. So that's awkward. But Gary Meek's business partner, Steve, a great friend of mine I've known for 30 years, was kind enough to give me his truck. And that was really my car. As I got into real estate, I drove Steve's truck all over Elk Grove for about a year. And that was very kind. So Gary, Steve, thank you. New Vision, love you guys. You got to have friends that'll be there for you at 3 o'clock in the morning on a rainy night. And Steve Hillier's one of those. Gary, I'm not so much. Gary's awesome. Now, so let's dive into this. You desperately need more clients. How many of you agree? Yes. I mean, most agents have 2 or 3. They walk around like test tube, test tube people, like this little test tube, and they got 2 or 3 clients. And what if you're 100% successful? Well, then you sell 2 or 3 homes. But what if you had 20 or 30 clients and they're just sales are falling out of there? I'm going to teach you how to create a lot of clients and have more of a funnel type system and work with people who are excited, who buy you a gift from Starbucks, who apologize and say, we are sorry, we're here from Boise, Idaho. We have to buy a house by Sunday. We are so sorry to put that pressure on you. Our price range is $800,000 to $900,000. We're looking for Loomis. Can you help us? Who can help them? I've heard that kind of stuff, but I have lots of clients. And so I want to teach you how to get a lot of clients. Wow, we're made all the way to slide 2. This is good. Now, slide 2. My record from an open house, in 3.5 hours, I convinced 37 strangers to give me their private Social Security numbers. If you're not collecting social security numbers at open houses, I really don't know what you're doing. I think you're mastering that crossword puzzle. What? Yeah, I always get social security numbers at my open houses. Absolutely. So let's talk about how we do that. Why would you want them? I'll show you in a minute. And by the way, you can go solo. You can do this yourself. But if you get really good, which I did, then I started teaching other people. The first person I taught how to do this was Steve Hillier from New Vision. He was a manager at Gold's Gym years ago, and I begged him to leave and get his real estate license. He was nervous, and he got in, and Steve took off like a cannon. Very successful. Steve was one of the first person I taught. I taught more people. The team grew and grew and grew. Went on to sell a ton of real estate. And so what I'm going to teach you is how to get paid every day. How would you like to get commission checks every day? Not like once a month, once every 2 months, once every 6 months. But how to, so you got to listen. You got to listen up. So again, my experience, open houses were boring, terrible. They don't work. Nobody shows up. Bunch of looky-loos. And then my epiphany was the John Brooks Realty when I saw someone do it right and had more signage, follow the laws of your local city and all that. By the way, the whole fruit stand thing, think about it. You're going up to Marysville, Yuba City, and you're minding your own business. And then you see this is cherries, 49 cents a pound. Fuji apples, 39 cents a pound. Crates of strawberries, $1.29 a pound. Whatever it is, watermelon, peaches. How many of you were thinking about fruit 3 minutes ago, right? And then you go to your sweetheart, your wife, your husband, go, honey, let's pull over and get some strawberries. Right? Did the signs do their job? What do real estate agents do? They put one sign out at the busiest intersection, maybe two. They get their stilettos. I hate my stilettos. And they run back over and they go, I got my 2 signs out. Advertising's everything. Advertising's everything. Stilettos are like torture chambers. When they invert you. So, I did dress up as a cheerleader once in high school. It was fun. Now, all right. So my record was 168 million in sales in 1 year through open houses. That's pretty cool. There's a sign. That's it. That's what my signs look like for 18 years. Must see open house, free list of area homes. People, this is why they come, the free list of area homes. If you don't have free list of area homes on your open house signs, you're making a huge mistake. I was in Santa Cruz the other day, and the house was horrible. I was about to jam, but I saw it said free list of area homes. Like, what about homes cost in this area? So I went in. And so that right there, that little baby is worth its weight in gold. I put out a lot of signs. I put out 25. Again, follow the sign laws. Some cities will not allow this. Don't do it. Some cities will. Find out where you can do it. The way you put out the signs is critical. I like to put them out like Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs. I put them out for miles. Well, that seems a little extreme. Yes! It's your friggin' life we're talking about here, okay? He's kind of intense. And a lot of coffee. Now, don't get intense about it. How do you like your house? How do you like the car you drove here in? How do you like your life? How do you like the fact that you don't have an assistant? That's some of you have those things, but some of you are a little pissed. You're like, this sucks. Real estate isn't as much fun as I thought. So you got to get a little passionate, You got to dial up. Tony Robbins says, step up. Quit saying, well, if my life, if my dad, if my mom, if I wasn't mistreated by this company or that person, step up, lose that stuff, and own it. And say the buck stops here. Michael Jackson had a lot of things wrong, but he had one thing right. It's a song called The Man in the Mirror. The Woman in the Mirror. You are your greatest asset and your biggest liability. All wrapped up into one. The one saying here, eat the cheeseburger. The other one says, go for a jog, right? The other one says, do the open house. The other one says, go to Tahoe. The other one says, go water skiing and houseboating this week. The other one says, go show property. Follow your business plan. Stick to your guns. And you got to step up in life and have the right attitude. It's critical. So putting out the signs is important. I put them out like 100 yards apart, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because people are driving 60 miles an hour, texting, talking, eating, and they're distracted. So it has to kind of get their attention. Like fruit stands, they run them for a mile to eat the fruit stand. Like, hey, let's get some Fuji apples. You with me? Mm-hmm. So you'll lose signs, get over it. I've had people steal my signs out in Loomis or Granite Bay or El Dorado Hills or Roseville or whatever. It's legal to have signs out and follow the ordinance. But I've had some self-appointed sheriffs from Nottingham take my signs. And that's the whole, you're going to lose some signs, get over it, cost of doing business, I've lost mine. Some HOAs you can't do them, some areas you can't do them. Lincoln, the HOA Del Webb, you have to have a certain kind of sign. Gold River, certain kind of sign. Follow the laws. And then how do you get them? Someone asked me when I got here, well, how do you get them? There's no signs. I call around. I call the brokers, Platinum Real Estate, Lyons, Remax, Keller Williams, Realty One, whoever I call them and say, hey, I see your beautiful listing on XYZ Street. I see that it's vacant. I'm always looking for vacant homes. You can search. If you don't know how to search for vacant homes in the MLS, learn. It's easy. You just hit a button. And I go, can I hold it open this weekend? You know what they say? No, I'm holding it open. Call the next one. No, my buyer's agent's holding it open. I call the next one. Thank God, yes. I'm going to Monterey. My seller's putting pressure on me. Oh, dear God, I'm so glad you called. Yes, hold it open. Okay, people tell me no too. I usually have to talk to 2 to 3 agents or brokers to hold an open house. One Coldwell Banker says we don't allow people to do that. The next Coldwell Banker agent says go for it. Same for all companies, okay? So I just call around until I get one. I get told no. How to greet people at open houses. Everybody usually has a sign-in sheet. I am anti-sign-in sheet. Don't do it, don't like it. How many of you like to have to sign in and put Mickey Mouse and all that fake information? I don't do it. I sit back. I am dressed for a $400,000 open house. I'm dressed for a $3 million open house. This is how I dress. It's what's inside. It's not the way you look, okay? And I sit back. I go, hi, welcome. Come on in. I'm here when you need me. Tell you all about the house when you want to know more. Enjoy yourself. Look around. How'd that feel? Here's what most agents do. Hey, I'm Brent Gove. What's your name? Bill. Nice to meet you. Actually met Bill on the way in. Hey, let me give you a card. You been looking long?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You know, it's like, get away, right? Anybody go to American Home Furniture or some of the stores? You walk in, they're like, boom. RC Willie, boom. You're like, yeah, can I help you?
No.
Yeah, I'm looking, just kind of looking around. What are you looking for? Couches? Oh, they're over here. Yeah, we'll be over there. Let me help you. You know, it's like, just let me look, right? How many just want to look?
Yeah.
Quit smothering the clients that come. I said, I'm here when you need me. Some people walk over, and I immediately give them a flyer on the house. I go, here's a flyer on the house. And then I just start talking. I don't read over what's on the flyer. So here you go. I go, so how long have you been out looking? And they go, well, honestly, we weren't. We just saw your signs. But we drove for 20 minutes following those signs. You were flat crazy. Thank you. And they're like, we just wanted to meet you after a while. We just wondered if they'd ever stop. You know, like, welcome to Oregon, you know? Well, he's extreme. Yeah, I'm extreme. I'm desperate to succeed. I've always been this way. Be a little desperate. Well, I don't want to be desperate. Okay, enjoy your life. Now, here's the list. There it is. Free list of area homes right there. And it's a one-liner that you can print out through the CMA report. And I start at 200, and this day I went up to 500. These are in Roseville. Sometimes you print the vacant home lists, and you got like 60 of them. I like to have about 20, 25, 30 to hand out. And I like to sell homes at least 400,000 to $1 million. So I kind of focus on that. Now, if I got too many, 400 million, I'll drop down to 800,000, 408. I try to hit that bell curve, and that's what I give them. I go, this list I publish every Friday. And the word publish is a huge word. Write down the word publish. And I go, if you want it, just give me your email. But it doesn't come like this. It comes like, oh, I'm jumping ahead. But it has pictures. You can see the pools, the backyards. And I use the honor system. I'll never know if you call me back. But if you find a home and they're all vacant and the sellers are motivated, usually, would you agree? Yeah. I mean, if you're living in your home and someone offers you $60,000 less, what would you do? Forget it. Vacant home, they'll counter. We'll go 15,000 off. I'll come up 10. Okay, we'll go another 10,000 up. Okay, I'll come up 10. Okay, 5,000 off. Now they're down $30,000. Okay, so this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Just give me your email before you leave, and I'll do it. And they're like, okay, so we talk a little more. I go, by the way, we have a special program here at Coldwell Banker, Remax, Keller Williams, Realty One, EXP, whatever company you're with, and New Vision. And basically, you can buy any home in El Dorado County, Placer County, Sacramento County, zero down, zero closing costs, no payment for almost 2 months. Do you know that program exists right now? Man, I jump up and down about that program. I go, most people think they have to save 3.5%, and on a $400,000 home, that's like 14 grand. Then they have to come up with maybe $9,000 in closing costs. So now you're up to $21,000, and you wonder why people don't buy a home. So I'm going to pretend I'm a Lions agent. So here at Lions, we have a special program we're promoting. You can have any home you see, vacant or not, 0 down, 0 closing costs. All you have to do is fill out this application. It takes 1 minute. Can I have your pen, Bill? Thank you. And so I hold up the application. It is on a sheet of paper that looks like this. The application is 5 by 7. Okay? Forgot to bring one for you, but that's the actual application. It used to say Remax on top, and then it said Keller Williams, EXP, and there's different companies, and these are all great companies. But that's the actual application. You put your company name right there. And I go, if you take 1 minute, fill this out. I put the pin there. 1 minute, fill this out. I'll call you Monday with your approval. That sound pretty simple? And I go, and when we close escrow, I'm going to structure it so you have no payment for almost 2 months. And you take that $20,000 you've been saving and leave it in the bank for a rainy day. And the difference in payments is probably going to be $60 or $70 a month. We'll have to run the numbers with the mortgage broker. Would you like to part with $21,000, or to leave it in the bank and have a payment that's $60 or $70 a month? Which one do you want? They're like, oh man, we want that. I go, take a minute, fill it out. And actually walk away, and I just smiled at them. They look at each other and go, what do you think? What do you think? Boom. 37 people filled out that application in 3.5 hours. On a day that rained so hard, I literally brought a towel with me. I brought a new set of clothes with me. I was drenched head to tail. It was in Citrus Heights off of Old Auburn. I literally locked the front door and stripped down in their thing and completely redressed, unlocked that door, and the next 3.5 hours I had 37 people fill out these applications. Did I ask anyone for their Social Security number? Did I? No. What's it say right there? They just fill them out. Every single one was right. That was a Sunday afternoon, 3.5 hours. On Monday, I gave 37, right here at the bottom, right here, permission granted for administrator to access credit history and determine potential qualification for programs. Their job, what their income is, years in field. Now, there's a bunch of mortgage brokers and they're like, well, I need to know about alimony. I need to know about child support. Have that foreclosure. I don't care about that. I go, if we look at the credit report, I go, if you're accurate with your income, we'll verify your income later, and your time on job, if he's been at the state for 8 years and she's been a doctor for 14 years, or he's a school teacher for 12 and she's been a fireman for 6, 2 or more years, we get all that information. I go, fill this out. I'll call you Monday with your approval. I don't say, I'll call you Monday. What's your first name? Rachel. It's Rachel, right? Rachel, I'll call you Monday and see if you make it. Anybody ever applied for something and got turned down for a credit card? Oh, I have. A long time ago after the bankruptcy. I'm the only person that was turned down by Bank of America for a secured credit card. My money. Here it is. They turned me down. I'm like, who does that? Anyways, so basically you fill out this information, and I turn my lender ran the credit. 19 people got approved. Saturday night, didn't know these people. Monday, 19 new approved buyers for me to work with. Now, I called him back. I didn't let my lender call him a hero. You know what my lender did on Sunday? He had the fireplace on. He watched football all day. I hate my lender. No. I'm the one. We're the ones out there working. I call back. I'm the hero. And I said, now, and I always ask him in the lower part of the thing, so you got 5 by 7 here. This is blank right here. I go, where are you looking? Well, Citrus Heights, East Roseville, Orangeville, Fair Oaks, Carmichael. What are you looking for? Single story, 2-story? How big? I ask them all kinds of questions. And I go, where are you hoping to buy a house? Well, we don't even know if we can buy a house, but, what would be comfortable with for a mortgage payment? Well, maybe $2,000 a month. I said, okay. And so we get them approved, and they go, yeah, they're approved to $400,000, they're approved to $2, they're approved to $3, they're approved to $8, they're approved to $1.7. And I go, great, what would the payment be? I go, well, they want a payment more like $2,200 a month. So I asked my mortgage broker, what prices could they be? Well, $2,200 a month on 0 down, 0 closing costs. That means they got to buy here. And so I called him back and said, congratulations, you're approved to buy a home for $650,000, but you want a payment of $2,300, so that means you can't spend more than $380,000. They're like, awesome. I go, why don't we set up a time to go look at 4 or 5 homes this weekend? Everything's quick and easy. It'll take us an hour, hour and a half. I never go out with them for 6 or 7 hours. We always look at 4 or 5. A lot of homes is 7. What if we have 14? Cut it down to 7. Okay? And show the worst homes first, the best homes last. I always start, when they say, owner had 8 cats, it doesn't smell bad, that's my first house. Bring your toolkit, it's a fixer-upper, that's my first house. I brought a woman in one for $800,000 in Granite Bay. It was just a little paint, little carpet, everything will be great. That's code for a total disaster. And that's my first home. And she was like, they want $800 for this? Then I brought her one with a little better. She's like, oh, this is better. A little better. Oh, this is better. The last 2 or 3 are amazing. Oh my gosh, I love these. And that's momentum. When you show property, here's what everyone else does. Well, I GPS'd it, and I'm going to go to Granite Bay here, then this part of Granite Bay, then this part of Folsom, and we'll swoop up to El Dorado Hills, then go back here, and we're at this crappy house in Orangeville, and they're going to be depressed, and you're going to go broke. Okay? Here's how Brent does it. We start maybe at the cruddy one in Granite Bay for $800, drive up to El Dorado Hills, down to Folsom, back up to El Dorado Hills, back to Granite Bay, back over to Folsom, and then the best one over in Loomis. And it makes no sense. And I'm wasting gas money. It wasn't even green. But I sell them a home the first time out all the time. You can show them for half a year. Really, who's got the carbon footprint? It's you. Who's depressed? I used to be you. I used to get depressed too. Now it's just fun. When I show property, I'm selling a house. You know, if it's no good, I'm fine. But I expect to sell a house. You tell your 14-year-old daughter, you're beautiful, you're smart, people love you. You love people, be inclusive, reach out to people. And oh, Mom, nobody likes me, or Dad, this and that. I go, no, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. And I'm telling you guys, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. Some of you are just like the 14-year-old little kid, your son. I have a friend of mine, his son, 18, took his life. And I never seen a guy cry that hard. We're at McCooney's having a meal. He goes, so how's your family? And when everything was normal until I said, how's your family? And for the next 20 minutes, he just bent over and heaved. I've never seen anybody cry like that. And just, man. And that 18-year-old believed the lie that he was worth nothing. His life would never get better. Things would never change. You are, thank you. You are your best enemy and your best asset and your worst enemy. And we still do it. You still do it right now. You still think, well, people don't like me. I'm not as outgoing. You know, this and that. When I go on a listing appointment, I'm going to get those. I'm going to love them. They're going to love me. I'm going to show property. They're going to love me. We're going to have a great time. And not everybody loves me. I'm a special flavor. I get that. Okay? But it's my job to love, right? I have a funny side note. I pull up to Greenback and Hazel. I'm driving along. I look over, right? My suit and tie on. This is when I used to wear a shirt and tie anyway. I look over, and this dude is staring me down, all tatted up, all the piercings, everything, driving like a Dodge Rambler that looked like it was from Pulp Fiction. Right? Got 3 women, all goth, all dressed in black. And he looks over at me like this, and I'm driving along, and it creeped me out. I look over, and he goes, and he's like this guttural growl. It startled me at first, and I go, hey! And he goes, and he's going crazy. And the 3 golf women are looking straight ahead. And I go, hey! And then he gives it a big one. And I go, hey! A big thumbs up like this. And he starts laughing. He gives me a thumbs up and drive off. You can be impacted by your environment, or you can overcome it. Be an overcomer. Step up. What are you listening to? What are you reading? Get around people that add to your life, that don't tear you down. They build you up. Some of you need to rethink your friends. Well, they're just teasing. Bull. You know, they're just teasing me. You know what? Don't put people down. Don't make fun of their dress, the way they look, their weight, their teeth. Joey Trevisani made fun of my teeth in the 5th grade. I never forgot it. I didn't know my teeth were discolored till Joey Trevisani, I distinctly remember his name. I haven't seen him in 50 years, 45 years, however, that long. I don't know where Joey is today, but I can remember him. I remember the pain he cost me in my heart. As a 10-year-old, when all my 8 little friends laughed at me, he said, "Your teeth are green." And he laughed. And I have tetracycline stains. When I was a kid, I'm allergic to penicillin and my teeth were forming. And what tetracycline was another thing for penicillin. If your teeth were forming, it turned them green. You know? And we chided them. Oh, you're fat, you're tall, you're this, you're that. You know what? I'm me. There's a great sign by the Duo. You ever heard of the Duo? And the song's called I'm Me. It's just about embracing who you are. Okay? It's a great song. And just let it go. I tell my kids, it's your job to love other people. It's your job to include them. It doesn't matter what they do back. Do we all agree? Yeah. So I really want to challenge you there. Is this how, I'll give anyone, if you want to email me, I can send you a copy of the application. It's a PDF. You can literally peel off my company, put yours on there, take it, use it. You can Google me, find me on Google. Okay. I'm also talking about interest rates. I'm always talking about our approval department. Our approval department's liberal. They're generous. They just give out a rate of, and whatever it is, he goes, yeah, man, I was able to lock in a 3.9 30-year fix. I go, I don't know if you can get it for you, but we just locked in a 3.9, or maybe it's a 4.2. You know, remember when rates were 2.9? Remember that? For a little while? My gosh, we just locked in at 2.9. Would you like one of those? Just take 1 minute and fill this out. I don't know if you'll qualify for that rate. I don't know if you'll qualify for the zero down, zero close program, but this is how you do it. I'll call you with your approval. By the way, what did I do with the 18 people who had bad credit? Because 19 plus 18 is 37. I called every one of them back and asked my lender, hey, by the way, when could they buy the house if they massaged their credit? About 2 years, 18 months, 3 years. I called back, congratulations, Lucy, you're approved to buy a home in 36 months. I approved all 37. You're approved to buy a home in 18 months. You got a few bumps and bruises, apparently. FICO score is 480. You know? I said, could you use some help, Lucy? Would you like some help? Because we have a coach. My lender's a coach. He will work with you. 18 months, in the last 18 months just fly by, Lucy? Yeah. She's married to a lender. Look at Shawnee smiling. She goes, I'm married, my lender. I'm good. She said, I will do anything to buy a house. Now, you lucked out. He is a jet pilot, though. He flew jets off aircraft carriers. That is cool. Me, I rode a tandem bike. Yeah. So, closing costs. Like, well, no. My lender's giving me a 3.9. Oh, awesome. What are your closing costs? Oh, we didn't talk about that. Oh, that's a major red flag. I go, take a minute, fill out our application here. Most lenders, some of them will charge you 12, 15 grand. If you didn't talk about it, that concerns me. My lenders, from your price range, is usually around 8. Even if the interest rate's the same, if I could save you $4,000 cash, leave it in the bank, would you do it? Let's keep your lender honest and take a minute and fill that out. And it's usually not a big sales pitch. They fill them out like candy. And that's different than a sign-in page. Do we all agree? Yeah. Now here's the deal. You're going to go try this and you're going to suck. Okay? Well, you sound really good. I've done a lot of it. I was horrible when I started. I was scared. I would shake. People would say, guys like Bill would give me my card, and Rachel, honey, we got your card. We'll call you. You know what that means? We ain't never going to call you. Never, ever in a million years. That's just a polite way of saying no. Aside from the one I have. So here's Jared Arnaz. He works for Keller Williams. And there's a home down, this one's in Roseville. And we put them in the little clear things. They tilt back, not the 90 degree, I'm weird about it. Not the T190. I like the ones that go like this and roll back a little. It displays really nice. You hold 4 other open houses at the same time you're doing yours. So you're actually holding 5 homes open. And you pick an amazing home that has great curb appeal, blue sky. And then you go, here's the price and here's what I hope I can get it for you for because it's vacant. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to negotiate. Well, they may not get it. I've gotten many 20, 30, 40, 50,000 off homes all the time because I close in 12 days. I give the seller half a year to move out. We put up a $40,000 earnest money deposit. Well, you're aggressive. I care about my kids and my wife. Yeah, I'm aggressive. I'm a warrior. And you need to be a warrior too. You need to fight a battle because you're going to get your butt kicked. Real estate isn't fun. How many of you love multiple offers? Man, I just love them. They're great. I love them. I hated them for so long. I'm going to lose again. Get that pit in my stomach. I love multiple offers. I never lose. There's another class called How to Write, in my book, Momentum, How to Write Winning Offers and Never Lose Again. Because I don't do the same dumb stuff we've been doing for so long. 30-day escrows? Huh? Why is that wrong? I'll tell you why. Because in 17 days, you remove your inspection contingency, and 21 days, you remove the loan and the appraisal contingency. And when something goes wrong, and it will go wrong, they lose their earnest money deposit. And that is your fault. Well, my lender can go quicker than 30. Get a different lender. Sorry if you're a lender out there. Sorry. I'm not risking my client's earnest money. We close in 12. Do we ever remove our contingencies? Like never. Well, that's not fair to the seller. I don't represent the seller. I represent the buyer. Is there something wrong with me closing in 12? We never remove our contingencies. My earnest money's never at risk. Go ahead and put up your $5,000. I'll put up $55,000. See who they pick. Close in 30. We'll close in 12. Tell them to be out in 30. Pack your stuff and get out in 30. That's what everyone's taught teaches us. Are you kidding me? Give them 2 months to move out. How much do you charge for rent? Let them stay for free. See how low that price comes back on that counter. Well, you lost $1,800 worth of rent. Yeah, but I got $60,000 off the house, $40,000 off the house. I've had situations where it could have escalated $10,000 or $20,000. And I give them a month's free rent at $2,500. You want to pay? Have you ever had a situation where you had to pay $20,000 over the list price? You had a listing. Laguna, how much was the list price?
$38,999 and then
$389, and it sold for how much? $420,000 and went $40,000 over the asking price. Well, you want to give them $1,800 worth of free rent or pay $40,000 more for the house? You want to be in a bidding war? It's a terrible way to buy a house. I'm off the topic. It's not my. It's not my topic. I get excited. Are you excited, man? I get so excited. This is so awesome. Changing lives. I want to change your life, man. Because I care about your kids. I care about your husband, your wife. I don't want you to be stressed out financially. Get a little people. Tony Robbins is kind of excessive. Man, he's like, he can hardly talk anymore. He's so passionate. Zig Ziglar's got that voice. Right? People, you got to pump the pump. You got to pump the pump. You got to have faith. Hey, listen, I love Zig Ziglar. People are life enhancers or well poisoners. Which one are you? Are you going to enhance the lives of people around you? You're going to poison their wells. Which one are you? Don't make the chiding little comment about their height, about their weight, about their looks. I upset Chris. He's leaving. How much time do I have? No, all day. When is this thing over, Chris? When is this over?
You got about 19 minutes.
I have 19 minutes. Okay.
I got an announcement.
We'll pick it up. Oh, yeah. I have an announcement at the end? Good. They're bringing me a straitjacket. Now, I'm holding other homes. I go look at this one. Here's my card. It's a passport to the property. You hand out your business card? My business card is not a business card. It is a passport to the 4 homes. They're all vacant. I want you to go right up to the windows. I want you to peek over the back fence. I want you to, and if you like it, call me when I get up to the open house. I'll go show it to you. I've sold so many homes after my open house. Because I'm holding 5 open at once. How'd you learn to do that? I did a lot of them. Sometimes they're 4 doors away, and I lock up the house tight, put a sign, be back in 15 minutes. I run over and show that one and come back. It's vacant. I can go show it. I don't have to ask for permission. I already checked. I know there's no alarm. I know there's no dog. Booking an open house, I do it on Monday. Tuesday's too late. Too late Tuesday. I like to book a Monday. You're picking the litter for that weekend. Call around. Call people. Now, here's the cool thing. Someone corrected me. Pete, I don't know if Pete's here today. He goes, Brent, I do it on Fridays. I go, why? He goes, there's now these new listings that just pop on. They hit the market one day. I get these great turnouts. That's true. But I like to be prepared. For me, I like to have it done so I have to think about it. Because I find on Fridays I'm golfing. And I do golf on Fridays. In fact, it's the first time I've missed golf in probably 2 years on a Friday. You guys owe me. Is it true, James? We were like moaning all week. Why'd you decide to do that stupid PCAR thing? We're golfers. And this is my chance to give back to my community because I love you guys. I don't care what company you're at. I don't care who you are. You need to be successful at this. Now, early bird gets the worm. People will cancel. Oh, we sold the house. Can't do it. Just get back on the phone. Call. I've been Saturday morning. Oh, we just sold it. You can't do it. I'm packed and ready to go. I get back in the month. I'm calling, get another one. I go. Me no cancel. I'll just find a new one. You can't. It's like skipping the gas station. You need to constantly put fuel in your car. Move around. Find your favorite fishing hole. I've got mine. I could rattle them off, man. It's like the old man on the lake. Oh, that cove over there, I'd kill it. Over here. There's some places I don't like to do open houses at. And I'm not going to tell you where they are because you got to go figure it out, right? But I have places where, oh man, I'll get one in this area. and I'm going to kill it. I'm so excited. I'm tingling with energy to go do the open house because I know what it means. And I go there, and sometimes they're horrible. Sometimes nobody comes. I know what it's like to sell homes from the open house, to book appointments. We'll get into this. Get so busy, you can only, I do them Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. You can only do them Saturday, Sunday for so long. So you just have so many clients that you're showing property at 9 a.m. Saturday morning, 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. And you're like, well, that's all you do is I'm with the kindergartners at the zoo. Tuesdays, I'm at Apple Hill with my other son. Wednesdays, I go to Bishop's Pumpkin Patch. Thursday, I go to the play. I'm the one with the moms. I know what it's like to be buried by 18 kindergartners, and it's scary because it suffocates you. Okay, at Apple Hill, they dogpiled on me. I was the dad there with all the moms, and they're all laughing. And it was a time of my life because I went out and worked on the weekends. I am a weekend warrior. For me, because open house is my bag. You may be expired. That's awesome. You may be for sale by owner. That's awesome. But figure out what you are and go be great. And how do you be great? You work hard. You love people. You're passionate. Whoa, we missed one. Short-term pain, long-term gain. I would do them Saturdays and Sundays. I would start at 10 in the morning, putting out signs. Take me an hour to put the signs out. An hour. And I get people all day long. Sometimes at 5 or 6 when it gets dark, they're just pouring through the front door. I'd stay till 6, 7, 8. I've been in Folsom at 9 o'clock in the pitch dark tearing down signs. I just ride that baby. And then I'm meeting people at 10, 11, midnight. This one couple, like, well, my husband, this is the perfect house in Orangeville. It was on Kona Drive. Anybody know Kona Drive in Orangeville? Few of you? Yes. Perfect house, if only my husband could see it. Whoa, why can't he see it? He's a American Airlines baggage captain. He's in charge of the baggage for American Airlines. And he's the captain. I mean, he's the guy. I go, what time does he get up? He can get up till midnight. I go, good, I'm going to the movies. I'll meet you here at 12:30. I show property after midnight, do you? I'm telling you, I'm not all there. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little Mel Gibson, got wild luck in my eyes. But, man, I don't know. I mean, water boils at 2:12. Or is it 2:11? Is it 2:12? I had a moment of panic. 2:12. Some of you are so close. But you just don't let it rip. You're running around at 2:10, 2:11, 2:09. You just warm. When you convert to vapor and steam, you can take down a mountain. But some of you have a mountain of debt. Some of you, once you get there, you'll never go back. I can never be the same. I'm crazy permanently. Now, but you do this for 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden you're showing property. I like to show property every Saturday. You're 9, you're 11, you're 1, you're 3, you're 5. And then you're writing offers that evening because you can't do open house because you have too many clients. And you cherry pick the good ones, and you double and triple book. I book a second person for 2 o'clock. Is the guy I got? Maybe he's the manager of Jiffy Lube. He's a nice guy, but he seems a little flaky. And I get this couple I just met, and they seem a little more solid. So I call Dan, the manager of Jiffy Lube. I says, Dan, we're still on for 2. Yes, great. I can't make it, but Bill's going to be there. And I give away the lead, and I get a 25% referral fee from Bill, and I'm able to be showing property sometimes 7, 8, 9 times a day, and I'm top grade to the better client. Is that all you're about? Money? No. But sometimes. Okay, is that all you do is $100,000 homes? Well, no, I try to do a median price of $400, but you just about money? All right, now. So, are you going to you're going to flop, you're going to bomb, you're going to have a bad open house? I did too. Follow up. This is where people get it wrong. My most successful agent I ever trained in 18 years of having teams. I have 23 buyer agents right now on my team. Her name is Andrea Parker. She lives in Austin, Texas. She works for Keller Williams. Her first year, she sold 59 homes with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. They went everywhere. Every offer she wrote was at McDonald's and Playland. She'd throw them in the structure like little gerbils. She'd toss in chicken littles and cheeseburgers, and they would play. I remember these two, and she sold 59 homes that year. Her first year, her husband was an electrician. She made $188,000 her first year. Is that good? So did I. She's on a 50-50 split. She was one of 32 agents. That was just one of my 32 agents. And I changed her life. She would be in tears. Thank you so much. You've changed my life. And I'd be in tears. Thank you so much. You changed my life. Right? It was pretty cool. Win-win. Is that a win-win? Yes or no? Yes. Could she have done that her first year if I didn't go, here it is. Here's how you do it. Like, well, you trained everyone in this room now. There's billions of dollars worth of real estate in Sacramento. There are 9,000 agents. So we broke a record today on the turnout. There's a few hundred of us here. Go out and be successful. And like Weight Watchers, not all you're going to do it. Now, this doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I took the SAT, and I got a 580. Anybody take the SAT? My friends got 12 and 1,400. Brent got a 580. I had tutors for everything. They go, were you okay? Were you sick? Like, did you have a big headache? So they got me a tutor for the SAT. I took it again. I got like a 595 the second time. I applied to Chico State, turned down. The only person I've ever met who was turned down by Chico State. I applied again. Third time they let me in. 2 years later I dropped out. They were right. Now, follow up though. Here's what Andre Parker would do. She'd go out and get 10, 15, 20 leads on a Saturday, but she'd go through all those and go, man, these one or two. You ever meet somebody, you just hit it off with them? She'd jump at the computer and do the 1 or 2 or 3, call them back and go, Bill, this is Brent, man. I met your little today. Dude, how are you? Like, sometimes you just connect, you know? Awesome. Hey, remember how you said you wanted a home for $600,000 in El Dorado Hills, but it had to have $1 million view? I found it. It hit the market yesterday. I can't believe what I'm looking at. It's got everything you wanted, and it's $589. I would have listed this thing at $650, maybe $7, if it's true, right? Do you want to go see it tomorrow morning? I got church at 11, but I could get over there at maybe 9:30 or 10 and show it to you. Do you want to see it? No, not me. They don't say that. They go, yeah. So she would pick 1 or 2 or 3, call back that night, and say, let's go. And then she would go show them homes. You can email them, text them. I would follow up with them. I call them in the morning. I don't leave them 7 messages. I call them from different phones. You don't want people to see your phone number 7 times. You're a total weirdo. Now, we all know I'm a total weirdo. I just don't want them to know it, okay? I borrow someone's cell phone. I call them. At 8 o'clock at night, I call them at 8 o'clock, 8:01, 8:02. I call them 2 or 3. You're excessive. Yeah. I want to be successful. The third time they answer, hello? And I go, hey, Bill, how are you? Good. Who is this? Brent? Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I found 3 homes. You told me to look. I got 3 here. This one has a giant workshop. You know what's important? It's 60 by 80. They just built it. It's in Loomis. Would you like to see it tomorrow? Yeah. Boom. Route. So I go, I called them last week. That's not following up. I leave 1 message a week. But I call them. I text them. I do the gauntlet call. 3 weeks later, I've been calling Bill, no call. Finally call him up. Bill, Brent Gove, man. Met you 3 weeks ago. I totally was digging you. I thought you were digging me. You told me to look, but you haven't returned 1 call. I know I've only called you once a week. I'm calling him 7 times a day from different phones, you know? And I go, man, I hope you're not in the hospital. I hope there's not something terribly wrong. I thought we were totally connected. I go, I think probably what happened is you bought a house. But the last thing I want to do is to be a pest. And right now I feel like I'm pestering you. So this is my final call. And, and if I've offended you in some way, I just want to apologize. I would never want to offend you. They always call back if you ask them if you offended them. Always. No, Brent, no, you didn't offend me, man. I've been motorcycle riding. I went to a cabin. I've been doing this. No, dude, you're awesome. I loved you, man. We're best buddies. And half the time I resurrect someone from the dead with the gauntlet call. And it works great. No, you didn't offend me. I'm so sorry. I go, hey, can you go look at property with me tomorrow? Sure, Bill. Wow, why are you good at that? I did a lot of it. We're on the home stretch. Book a showing from a showing. You're always booking the next appointment to show property. One of my agents booked 9 appointments from an open house. You know what? Instead of me calling you back this week, James, it's obviously, you just gave me all your information here on this application. It's obviously we're digging each other. You've been at the state 18 years. We both know you can buy a house. I go, why don't we set up a time instead of me chasing you, you chasing me, and us playing phone tag. Let's book a time right now to go out next weekend. I just want to show you 2 or 3 homes. It's always 2 or 3 homes. It's going to take 5 or 10 minutes a house. This will take max 20 to 30 minutes. If you got 20 or 30 minutes next weekend, we can go look at some property. She booked 9 appointments to show property from an open house. Is that good? Yeah. So be safe. Listen to that little voice, especially for the women. Always have an exit strategy. I'm a big guy. I've walked into parking lots with 911 ready to just go like that because things felt sketchy to me, right? I've seen some scary 120-pound women, like my wife. I'm afraid of my wife. She's way smaller than me, but I am full-on afraid of her. Now, but listen to that voice. Be safe. Prepare the night before. The copier will break that morning. You will forget your signs to drive to El Grove to do an open house, and your signs will not be in the trunk. And you won't be a person that normally swears, but you will swear. Maybe not. You'll forget your lockbox key code, all that stuff. Prepare the night before. What are you expecting? You go there. Here's the last thing. When you go to your open house, the house is going to suck. No one's going to show up. They're going to go buy new construction. Have I been carrying this water the whole time?
There's more of it on the floor than inside them.
It just dawned on me. I'm like, where's all the water coming from? Was that really?
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm into this. Are you guys into this? Yeah. Come on, man. Now, but what do you? I go there. I'm going to show property. They're going to get excited. They're going to write an offer. We're going to put them in escrow. My record month, I said I'm selling 30 homes in 30 days. I have a team. This is my team, me. I'm selling 30 homes. Bring this 30 homes in a year business. You get what you expect. So you expect so little. You expect you got all day today. All day today. Go show property this afternoon. Why don't I have to make a few phone calls? Make a few phone calls. Show property. Write an offer. Put something in escrow tonight. Would that change your life? Yes. So I told everyone I'm selling 30 homes in 30 days. And 30 days later, I bombed. Didn't even get close. Only sold 14. That's the first month. I basically made $100,000. Just shy of $100,000 in a month. You can change your life if you want to. But you got to get good at something. I don't know if it's door knocking. I don't know if it's converting some. If you want a copy of today's presentation, the PowerPoint slide, just email me, brent@brentgove.com. I'm happy to get that to you. We're going to do how to build a team and how to write winning offers later this year. If you want to be a part of that training. Was this good?
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. Was that awesome or awesome? Everyone stand up with your hand. Do you mind if stand up and do you mind if I just take a selfie with Brent and we'll post it on Facebook? Is that okay? Woo!
I stand next to you. I'll look cool.
All right.
Yeah, Bill's not as cool. Sorry.
Hey!
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Is that it?
All right, don't leave. So real quick, how many of you noticed the green slips of paper on your table? Anyone? Those are really important because we need your feedback. If you enjoyed the presentation,